Throughout the ages, royal history has always been intertwined with tales of love, power, and betrayal. But behind every great king, there was often a woman who stood in the shadows, a consort, a queen, a companion whose influence quietly shaped the course of history. Though many were dismissed as mere ornaments of power, some consorts proved that true authority can bloom from the margins of a throne. These are the 7 most famous consorts in history, from ancient Egypt to the twilight of China's last dynasty. 1. Nefertiti, the Queen of the Sun, circa 1370 to 1330 BC. In the golden sands of ancient Egypt, one name still shines brighter than the rest: Nefertiti. The great royal wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten, she was known not only for her legendary beauty but for the immense power she wielded beside him. Depictions on temple walls show her leading ceremonies, riding war chariots, even striking down enemies. Some scholars believe she ruled Egypt herself under the name Nefertiti after her husband's death. Nefertiti was more than a symbol of beauty, she was the very embodiment of feminine strength and divine grace. 2. Empress Theodora, the shadow ruler of Byzantium, c. 500 to 548 AD. Centuries later, in the heart of Constantinople, rose Theodora, a woman of humble origins who became the most powerful empress of the Byzantine Empire. Once an actress, she ascended to become the wife and closest advisor of Emperor Justinian. She championed women's rights, establishing laws against sexual violence and securing legal protections for wives and children. When rebellion tore through the empire, Theodora's resolve held the crown firm. In the grandeur of Byzantium, her name remains a symbol of courage, intelligence, and the power to defy destiny. 3. Wu Zetian, the empress who ruled China, 624 to 705 AD. From the palaces of the Tang dynasty came Wu Zetian, a woman of unmatched ambition. Once a servant in the emperor's court, she rose through wit and cunning to seize the dragon throne herself, becoming China's first and only female emperor. Wu Zetian reformed the bureaucracy, elevated capable officials regardless of birth, and promoted education and faith. Though history often painted her as ruthless, she was, above all, a visionary leader, one who proved that power knows no gender. 4. Anne Boleyn, the love that changed the church, 1501 to 1536. In 16th century England, a woman's charm ignited a religious revolution. Anne Boleyn, the captivating consort of King Henry VIII, became the reason England broke away from the Catholic Church, giving birth to the Anglican faith. Brilliant and bold, and reshaped courtly culture and challenged royal traditions, but her power came at a terrible cost. Accused of treason and witchcraft, she was executed at the Tower of London, yet her legacy lived on through her daughter, Queen Elizabeth I, one of the greatest monarchs England ever knew. 5. Madame de Pompadour, the patron of elegance, 1721 to 1764. In 18th century France, amid the gilded halls of Versailles, Jean Antoinette Poisson rose to prominence as Madame de Pompadour, the beloved companion of King Louis XV. She was more than a royal mistress, she was a political advisor, a tastemaker, and a guardian of the arts. Pompadour championed Rococo aesthetics, supported Enlightenment philosophers like Voltaire, and transformed Versailles into the heart of European culture. Her beauty charmed a king, her intellect shaped an era. 6. Marie Antoinette, the icon and the tragedy, 1755 to 1793. Decades later, another queen of France would steal the world's imagination, Marie Antoinette. A foreign princess turned fashion icon, she redefined elegance in her time, setting trends that echoed across Europe. Yet as France descended into revolution, her extravagance became a symbol of royal decay. Condemned to the guillotine, she faced her death with dignity, and in doing so, became immortal. Today, Marie Antoinette endures as both muse and warning, a reflection of how beauty and power can lead to ruin. 7. Empress Dowager Cixi, the woman behind the throne, 1835 to 1908. From within the Forbidden City came Cixi, a concubine who rose to become the de facto ruler of China for nearly 50 years. Behind the silk screens of the imperial court, she directed ministers, commanded armies, and guided her empire through an age of turmoil. Cixi balanced tradition with modernization, striving to preserve China's sovereignty in the face of Western pressure. Long portrayed as a tyrant, she is now recognized as a shrewd stateswoman, the last great matriarch of imperial China. Closing. From Nefertiti to Cixi, these women prove that true power does not always sit upon the throne. They were the quiet architects of empires, the whisper behind every royal decree, the unseen pulse of history. And though kings may have worn the crowns, it was often their consorts who taught the world how power and grace truly endure.